There is a Netflix show that is causing all kinds of stirs right now on whether it's funding or the people that are funding it, which is, of course, yours truly. Yours truly is over there. You can see down here at the bottom. Barack Obama, and his wife are actually some of the people that funded or that, how do you call it, that co-produced this particular thing or that endorsed this thing. They didn't just endorse it. They didn't just find them making it and then endorsed it or endorsed it after they produced it. No, he's one of the producers of the show. You can see his name over there on the thing. So the question that I'm here to ask, was this film an Illuminati, Freemason, Bilderberg, Trilateral Commission sick movie? Was it a movie about? But while that's kind of like the question, the internet is kind of like, why did right now the internet is kind of like, why did Obama want to get involved with this project of a film which is talking about destabilization of the world? And so that's kind of the question that people are asking. For me, I have a different question. And the question is, what does symbolism mean for Obama? That's kind of the question that I want to ask because after seeing the film, and so I talked to someone and they told me, the movie is terrible, right? And so and it ended up building my interest to watching it, and then I watched it and confusing. But I was like, there's no way a film can be that confusing without a reason. Come to find that the question that I have, which is whether symbolism means something to Obama, who was the former president of the United States, it looked like it was much fitting of a question. It's the reality show, the Daily Christian Commentary videos. Other episodes done today, they'll be down in the pinned comments. I'm just throwing this video out. Otherwise, I'll just cancel it and not do it. And so, and so, as I showed you, that Obama's name is in the credits for some of one of the producers there. And during the time when Obama was president, there was all kinds of accusation of him being affiliated with the Bilderberg or the Illuminatis and so forth. But if that's not a conversation, this particular Netflix show, it's called Living Earth. Okay, it has a lot of people's interest right now. So basically, it's about this family, the white family that's on your left side there. They have gone for a vacation and they're renting this house. And the black family, which is on the outside of the house, very decently dressed, they look like they're coming from an event. That family is the ones that own this house, and the world goes unstable when they are in that house. And so the movie unfolds at that point. Now, the interesting part of this entire film is that symbolism is everything. That's the thing that I'm going to highlight here. I'm going to pick up maybe three different things. For example, at the ending of the film, there's this thing that shows up, right? Remember, the world is upside down. If you don't have storage of food or storage of something, you might actually go starving. And so this shot shows up at the end, showing a closet full of food items and all kind of mundane things. Now, it looks innocent. It looks like these are just food items. But apparently, every single one of the food items that is actually put in this closet means something. Okay? Now, for an average person's mind, you might not even think of that. Your mind is not even there. For example, right here, one of the products that you see there attached to a drama that actually, some internet drama stuff on the basis of the flag people up there. So when you are seeing that particular closet, okay, presented in such a manner, the items inside were actually attributed to certain things and so forth. And so we are starting to get an idea of that symbolism means everything in this movie. Now, if you think I'm asking that of Obama just as a random, I'll give you another example. In this movie, there is a girl, right? And this girl is loved. She is extremely, she loves this particular TV show called Friends. And because the world is going upside down, electronics are dying, she's not able to finish watching this particular show called Friends. And so, as a result, there is now a heavier meaning when you see that towards the ending of the show, they find a closet of physical copies of this particular show. Why? Because the electronic world, which people are so attached to, it's very easy to lose it. Now, why is that important? Because even in the film, when you check, you will see that there is actually even parts where, even when they are sleeping, they don't have internet. Their devices stay on. Even though they don't have a connection to the internet, their devices stay on. Which then comes into part of a certain message. There's a part of the thing, I don't think I have a screenshot here or anything, where it rains pamphlets from a drone. And this particular pamphlets, they are actually a certain message speaking about who to blame for this catastrophe that has fallen over the world. And that just turns out to be propaganda. And then later on, it's broken down to say, to destabilize things, if you remove certain items from people, the rest is a process that will take place in their mind. And so symbolism in this movie is extremely dead important. Now, I say that because if you actually go into the film, I'll give you an example. In this film, this girl, the young lady with a NASA t-shirt, she's the only person who's perceiving all kinds of things happening. The rest of the family, they're just kind of witnessing things once they happen. She kind of sees the animals are acting a certain way. She's seeing things as they unfold. As a matter of fact, sometimes she sees things that other people don't see. And so, question I ask, does symbolism mean a lot to this movie? It does, because there are those that are blind. And guess what? Out of the whole family, she's the one who likes that show, the Friends show, which is only found in physical copy after the shutdown, right? And so this child kind of has an open mind to the collapse than the people that are in the movie. So already right there, we can see that symbolism means a lot. There's a reason why I'm asking this particular question, and stay with me, I'll get you there, right? For example, in the same film, since the digital version of life they're losing television, they're losing technology, cars are crashing and everything, the electrical devices are also not reliable. There's also another part that I found quite interesting while watching this. It was the visual representation of things in this show. Now, by visual representation in the show, I want to show you a cluster of images that kind of show you what I'm talking about. And the reason why I think these particular images will illustrate this better is how they were presented. I'll give you an example. There are these paintings inside the movie. Now, the paintings, you might not pay them attention until you realize that the paintings actually change in the film. I'll give you one example. Let's put me right here and skip over to this picture. You will see this particular image that's above me right now. It's the same picture that you see her standing in during the day. This is Julia Roberts, right? By the way, I absolutely hated Julia Roberts' character. Yeah, so which means she acted the role very well, because she really embodied the character of a person who hates people, or a person who carries a certain prejudice towards other people. But that message kind of tones off, and it shows you something at the ending. I'll get to that in a second. So let's go back there, right? So there's this image here showing pulses, like the hospital pulses on the thing. And so you can see that particular image of the thingy on a later on shot, right? But in the same dining room, in the same sitting room, you'll notice two light poles on the two light lamps on each side, so that you can recognize it's the same place. When you go over to the next picture, you can still see the light poles on each side, but you can see that the pulses of life are now changed. So life is taking on new forms right now. And so that's what you see in this particular shot. Go on to another image. That image is now worse. The same shot in the afternoon is now worse. And so right here, that's where you see symbolism shown in images, that it was quite an important part of this film. Now remember, who's one of the people that is funding this? Obi. Papa Obama. Okay? So symbolism is quite an interesting thing in this particular film. And so that same picture has changed from this showing life. So things were moving on, everything was fine. And then before you know it, the pulses are starting to be distorted. And then after a while, it's just pure chaos in the image. Now, Bazalan, I want to just explain this. When I saw the film, I didn't even notice those things. I was just like, this is a pointless movie. When I watched it, I was like, this is pointless. But after I saw, because I had to see, when I saw it, I was like, this has to have a meaning. Like, it can't be, this is an Obama. After I found out that it's an Obama thing, someone had told me about the film and said it's not interesting, right? But then after I heard that Obama was involved, I was like, why? I watched it and I was like, this is a boring movie. Why did Obama see in this? But once I saw this part, or once this was explained, so even for me, someone had to explain it for me to say, oh no, this is important now. Now it takes on a new role. Okay, so it's interesting that the images of the shot go from life to no meaning to chaos. And remember, one of the symbolisms or theme idea or of the Freemasons is order out of chaos. So they use chaos in order to get order. And in this film, it's literally about order in chaos. I'll show you another image thing. There is this shot from the painting in the background of their bedroom. And so when they walk into the house for the first time, the life is still good, right? So the sea is very calm, you'll notice. But then when the chaos is arising, the sea now has waves. And the waves are growing to a point where there is a point where the waves are actually even above them. The waves are now huge in there, showing that there is meaning as a whole. But out of this entire thing, the message of order out of chaos, right? To go to the last shot that I had here, I noted this particular thing. Now remember, Julia Roberts' character is a person that hates people. She literally says it at the beginning of the film. She just hates people. And so racism, whatnot, she hates, she just doesn't like people. And so when you close off to the shot where she's now in a point where she's now relying on comfort from the other people, it's a message by itself. If you think of it, it's a message that she's grown from that person who couldn't stand people and now is in this particular position. I absolutely hated watching this film. And but after watching this, I was like, it's interesting to me that Obama wanted to be part of this project. Okay, this made spark my interest that Obama wanted to be part of this particular project. Okay, and the real reason is the symbolism. For someone who ran his entire office and people were accusing, were saying all kinds of things about him, and he's now retired, and he gets involved into a movie about a conspiracy that might end the world, riddled with symbolism inside. I thought that was quite. But yeah, tell me what you think. It's the Rick's Reality Show with the Daily Christian Commentary video. Just maybe you saw it. You know, personally, I hate films that have nudities and stuff like that and all those kind of things. But this was a little bit more on the clean side, a little bit. And so once I saw that, I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. But y'all tell me what you think about all these other things. There's a lot more other things. Like, for instance, there's a whole thing about color. I saw people actually highlighting color, and it does look like there is really like a way of that they were communicating the state of the world using color, like blue and reds and stuff like that. When they showed the reds, when they showed the blues, there's a lot. This film is it's everywhere. Symbolism, it's everywhere. Quite interesting. That's the project that Obama wanted to be part of. Y'all tell me what you think. I'll see you on the later on. I had to do this one. Y'all have a good one.